linso liyiminina munali ibwe lipona mucholi kumavumina muchila uyiminina mulonga kabatana kuyaka Adamu kwali inyaminyami zyovile.
Really well compiled documentary featuring the community of this area and how they're affected by the projects. And it really guided us through how their livelihood as porters and what that work affords their community, the importance of that. And I think the highlight of that was a really important advocacy note of seeing how these plans can really detriment not only the environment and the flows of nature, but also the flows of money and the flows of food to mouths. It was a brilliant telling of this visually through old photographs and documents straight to the present day to immerse us in the history, in the land, in the environment, and how this architecture is that interference in all of that. I felt really immersed in the land, and I thought there's gorgeous shots, especially the aerial shots of the cinematography. And I loved getting to see them in the act of doing their jobs because I got to understand the physical intensity of what they're doing in order to bring back money to their communities. A really clear argument, but also I think a really nice and open and honest understanding of the area and the people.
Absolutely stunningly beautiful cinematography. Really enjoyed the scenery. It was really nice to see a lot of this rivers, to see Victoria Falls so much, and it was really nice. And the porters, their stories, the local lives of these folks. It was really interesting to get to know them. The work that they're doing, that's physically they're very athletic, and it was interesting to see that, and it's interesting to see how they make their living there by the river. This is really wonderfully put together. The interviews are conducted very well. Everybody communicated so well. It was nicely edited, and like I said, nicely shot. Wonderful use of music, and just a really great story.
It shows just how important the Zambezi River is to the locals, and it shows us so much of the positives, so that when you see the plans to build the dam, and then you realize that everything you just watched, all the fun you saw with the kayaking, and how much these people have grown to love this river, that all of that is about to be stripped away. It's a very strong call to action. I think this documentary does a really good job of showcasing that. It's rough because, like the documentary says, like, you understand the why. Building this dam can really help to bring electricity, but in bringing electricity, it's displacing a lot of people and wildlife. So it's very much this tug and pull of, you're gaining some things from it, but you're also losing a lot as well. And so, I very much feel it was a very strong call to action, and I think they got their argument across very well, that while, yes, it'll be helpful with electricity, it's going to cause a lot more harm than good.
I studied urban planning for a bit, and I think and zoning and stuff like that, and I think this does a really great job of highlighting that, and how certain communities are displaced, as well as ecosystems in this situation when trying to create new cash flow for developers and different people in construction. I think this does a really great job of presenting those facts, but doing it in a way that is relying on an emotional pull from the audience to sympathize with the people on screen and the different creatures. I think this piece was laid out in an incredibly smart way. I think it was very smart the way you set this out. I think the pacing was really good. I think the way you relayed the information made a lot of sense linearly, and it allowed the background to fully digest the piece as an audience member. I think it was just very clever, very poignantly true.
As we learn about the shortcomings of the dam due to the drought and climate change, ultimately, we are given this intimate view of the culture and the way of the living, as most of the population in this area depends on this water, 75% to be exact. We get to see their relationship with one another and their relationship with the water. From kayaking to fishing, this gets us a closer look into this natural viewpoint. And it's very captivating, engaging, and definitely gets its point across in a short amount of time span.
I really enjoyed this point of view that we have from the people that live there in Zambia, how the tourism is very important to them and how the river especially is very important to them, just not be, just be, because of many facts, from the food to the tourists that actually come there, kayaking, etc., etc., but also how the river can be very dangerous. And in fact, when the river there's been different flood in the past, entire families had to relocate after this disaster, but still the river is there. Like, I think it was very interesting and very well done in terms of direction and cinematography.